Well, hello everybody, and good morning. At least good morning my time. I'm not sure what time you're watching, but welcome aboard anyway. So this is Steve, 1,000 Year Home, and oh my gosh, this winter cold snap is gone here, and I could not ask for a more beautiful day. So rather than just jump right into the Connex and hide myself from this winter day, it's so nice here. 51, 52. I don't even need to be all bundled up. Sun's out. I'm going to give a break to my generator, turn those off, go silent here for a little bit. But one thing I want to do here, let me rotate. All right, going in the Connex. So I bought over the holidays. Leah gave me a Christmas gift of a brand new FZ 300 camera, and I have a Rhodes mic. So I'm going to hook up the Rode mic to that, and I'm going to go out and do an inventory of my post, because for my reciprocal ceiling, I'm going to need probably 24 or more. I'm at least 24 large timbers. So let me go out and take a look here. I'll show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. So this is a part 2, right? So right now I'm on vacation to try to get the inside done there. But the next phase will be to build a span between these two connexes. They're 20 foot apart. Now I put them that far apart because I can buy an aircraft hanger and put an aircraft hanger over that. So there's already ready-made human steel or aluminum structures that I can buy and put over that. And I've been bidding on them on military auctions, and they're not that much. So maybe I'll win one of those. But if I don't win one of those, what I need is a reciprocal ceiling over this. And a reciprocal ceiling, I'll put a picture of a couple of reciprocal ceilings in the links so you know what I'm talking about. But as a minimum for this span, I calculate that that's 20 foot. So I calculated that I need 8 of as big around as I can get minimum. Plus in between the 8, I need smaller diameter logs just for 1/2. So there'll be a reciprocal ceiling here. This is where the bathroom is, the halfway point. There'll be stairs up to a balcony here and a catwalk through, and then there'll be another reciprocal ceiling. Both reciprocal ceilings will come out in a half circle out through here and rest on a earth bag a reciprocal. And this will have wide enough double doors that I could theoretically bring the truck inside. So my garage could be my great room for my workshop. It's just me, right? So, you know, there'll be a man's workshop in here with all of my computer equipment. I might have a lathe. I might do some, some other things in here. The front part will be dining slash workshop slash man cave. I prefer the term workshop, but the term man cave denotes something this society recognized. I'm not much for toys, so there's not going to be a bunch of toys or, sports memorabilia or anything like that. I used to have, right, in the early episodes. I miss my Camaro already, so maybe I'll build an old car. But if I rebuild an old car, I'm going to put all electric underneath it, so it'll be bad, man. It'll be awesome. So anyway, that's what I'm after. But to do that, so my neighbor said I can log his property, and so what I'm going to do is drive today with the Rhodes camera, or the Rode mic, on that new camera. I want to see how the audio is, and go ahead and get an inventory of logs because I need a bunch of them. 24 is the minimum. I'd be happier at 40, but we'll see. All right, I'm videoing the Rhodes with the Rhodes mic, and it's pointed out, so like this way I would have audio. This way I suspect the only way I'm going to get is audio in the front. In the past with these omnidirectional mics, I've rotated them and pointed them towards me in the rear, and I'll do that in a little bit, but we'll go out first. So Alright, so we're off after logs. So the first tree that I saw is that one with the dead top, but there's a dead tree right there, see? And that one's close to home. So I could see that middle part zooming in. That's all dead. Probably beetle kill, I'm gonna guess. So I might cut that all out right there. Cut the whole darn thing out. But those aren't long enough to build with. Not at all. The problem with my property is that all the logs are maybe 30 years old. This probably was pasture that just got abandoned, left for a while. So I'm having a hard time finding big and straight enough to build with. And that one that's got a dead top, I don't know if it's lightning strike or beetle. Well, it's every bit of 20 foot. But it gets pretty thin up there right at the top, and whenever you have a lot of forking like that, that's a little weak spot, right? Can't really see it, but I can see it here. It's hard to see on the camera for sure. There we go. In this little grove here, there will be tall and straight in here. See, you know, one. I won't take them all. I want the grove to be the grove. There's some push down from some bulldozer. It's really hard to do with holding a camera. All right. See, some of these have been pushed down for a long time. They still might be strong, but that one's got a little curve to it, a pronounced curve. I don't know if I can use that. And then there's a big one underneath there. I'll come and I'll cut this out and see how that is. I'll look at that. So I think there's one in there that's still good. There's one that I could probably get some shorter logs out of. Quite a few of these are good logs. That might be good in there. There's the only good one that I know for sure right there up in the trees. When they haven't been pushed all the way down to the ground, they cure a little bit better, you know. So this little pile here, there's some straights in there too, just some short straights. I think that's where I'll go today to get. So other than cutting green, I only see maybe 3 logs in the push down. And that one push down that I worked on, the timber ended up being pretty good. There's one, but it looks like it's already beginning to rot around the base. 1, 2 in there maybe. Not a lot. Not a lot of push down. Less push down than I thought. Those are the easy pickings. Now, on my neighbor's property, he had a lot more clearance. But this is the one that I cut up the other day to turn into the steps. There's still maybe a little post right there that I can get out of it. And then I deliberately cut it short. That one would have been fine for the ceiling too, but I cut it short. They still look pretty good when you cut through them. Not half bad. Nothing in that. Speak up. I don't even know if I could get a post out of that. All twisted and been pushed down and shattered. When the bulldozers pushed it all, it broke it all to pieces. Zoom in here, see what that's like. Those ones like that are carrying a lot of yellow pollen, that's what I don't want. It's hard for me to breathe when that's up. Down here they call it colloquial cedar fever, but it's an allergy. And so the ones that are green are okay, they're probably females. But those that carry a lot of yellow on them, I'll right up there and we'll take a look at that so you can see the pollen. Here's a female. Let me zoom in on these berries. Juniper, I could make a lot of gin out of that. So there's one that I probably wouldn't cut down. And there's one that I'm looking at, I'm eyeballing. See all the pollen on that? I don't know if I can zoom in that far. Alright, I'm learning the limits of this camera. So it's not pollen season yet. These haven't budded, but it's heading that way. So this here is a male, and the other one obviously with the seeds is a female. Right there's the male mixed in with the female right there. Cut him out of there. Use him today. There's some straight sections in there. Got a little bit of log left, but not a lot. Got some stumps left. I don't necessarily want to cut everything away from my house. I want to leave a little bit of protection, so like this one's a cluster of males. And I don't know if I want to cut those away. I'd prefer, well, there's a female on that side. I'd prefer to have another tree planted there before I cut it away. There's just not a lot of tall. I don't have a lot of tall. I've got a few dead ones along the river bank where the river is undercut. They're roots. We'll go look at those. All right, this here video is more for me than for folks. It's probably going to be pretty boring. All right, one little secret that I learned is to turn the shotgun, the omnidirectional mics around and point them towards you as a speaker who's holding a camera. So right now I'm doing that. It says 13 seconds. It's hard for me to see driving one-handed and holding a camera and zooming. Like I said, this is probably a pretty boring video, but I appreciate it if you're riding along to this point. At least you're getting a good view of Texas juniper and mesquite. I'm going to call it a forest. It's really just scrub brush, you know. There's a couple back here that are big enough for me to cut down. Again, if I cut everything down, not what I'm after. I want to replace, when I cut a tree, I want to replace it with a tree. There's a tangled mess I might get into. I could cut a post out of this one. It's pushed down anyway. Might get in there. Oh look, there's definitely a post on top of it. I might come out here today and get that post to finish up my stairs. I got to build the front part of the stairs, and I'm going to use pallets and this wood. Back here is where the hogs have been having a field day. This is Hog and Coyote Central. Looks pretty good since I mowed it. Landscape. Rough as heck to drive over. I've got that 8 bottom disc, but I haven't had time. I want to get in that Conex and get working on it. Well, there's a dead cedar right there in the middle. Just a tall, skinny one. Fences on it right there, but see, the river's undercut it. There's a stream that's down in there, and killed it. I really doubt it's a bald cypress. I really doubt that. I think that's just a dead cedar. I think there's enough mesquite down in here. I could cut up flooring on that. Do some little 1-inch pieces of various thicknesses. We'll see. That's a big job to cut all that up. A couple of mesquite and oak in there that are dead too that I can get. There's 2 cedars in there I can cut out. Right there. Back in there. Again, that river has undercut their roots, and then they don't survive in a drought. Overall, not a whole lot for me to pick out of here. Again, my own property is just not mature enough for logging the logs I need. And the neighbor's property over there that you're looking at, I'll zoom out. We'll zoom out on that cow. What is that? There's a big bird flying. I'll try to get that big bird. Where did he go? I don't know. I lost him. But yeah, that's old growth forest there, and he's given me permission to pull logs out of the push down, and then some logs that are near his cabin, farm equipment, trails. don't know where Hank is. I poured oats for him. He haven't run into Hank yet. Let me zoom out. Few timber in here underneath that oak tree. See, they'll choke it out. There's that oak tree. So I need to get these cedar out of here anyway. Those are post size. They're not timber size. I can't build a roof, but I'll clean those out. There's another good looking oak. So there's 2 oak trees being choked to death by mesquite and cedar. There are 3 oak trees. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I didn't realize that. That's the biggest mesquite I've ever seen right there. Yeah, big one. Not in the best of shape. I see he had some widowmaker branches up and way up high. There's an oak tree that's been killed by the cedar. Cedar pinched it out. Here's another oak tree, set of oak trees. It's got cedar crowd in it. That's a pretty good sized cedar right there. I will cut that one out for sure. I'm going to put the count at 5. 5 timbers and a bunch of posts. That's what I'm going to put the count at so far. They're reasonably straight. The nice thing about a reciprocal ceiling is the weight of the logs, you could turn them, allow the gravity part to feed. It's not like timber frame where you have to have dimensionally straight. There's another big oak that's got some cedar under it. Need to clear all those out. I'll try to get to that in January. That's coming right up. Just a few weeks away before while all the sap's in the ground, I'll cut those out. That way the timber will be drier. Although cedar's weird to me. Alright. Well, I don't know where Hank is. I'm going to hit stop and drive way up to the edge and go take a look at some of that, see what I got up in there. Alright, well, here's the end of the property. A whole bunch of property lines join all up here. I don't know, 4, 5, 6, something. There's a good post right there. Doesn't look rotten yet. I'll get that. That oak is no good, but it's on the fence, crushing the fence down. Still some mesquite back way in the back corner here. I want to get rid of those when I plant trees. I'll leave them this year. They're not in the field anymore. The field's still looking pretty good. Mahaya's not recovered yet from the cattle though. Needs some warm days for that. Why, nothing here. This all looks pretty clean actually. Big piece of mesquite. Threw its limbs way out. Remember when I said I got hit by the limb? That's its strategy, right? To fall down and push things away so it can grow big and crush everything away. So they fall out into the field. There's some hardwood in there. Old oak tree. I'll clear out under it too, as I get time this year. The coming year, 2023. Clear out under that. Not a lot, just a couple of posts. There's a dead one. That's a good sized cedar. I'll cut out of there. Mostly dead. That one would make a good one. So there's 6. I wish they're all like that. They're not. It's old growth. Oh, this ain't wind. It was standing up a while ago. Looky there, it's down. Yeah, well, plenty of posts for me to cut out of there. It's not quite a widowmaker. That looks like it's broke loose. Still kind of dangerous though. Then the top of it went that way. So, I don't know. A mess is what that is. They're like that. You think, oh, they're easy to work on. They're not. They're all twisted up. That's hard work right there. But I'll get to it. I don't want it all in the fence. And that's why when that river undercuts the cedar, that's what happens to it. It just collapses. And there's one right there gonna do the same thing. So I'll cut that one down too. So. All right, well, let's see if I can rotate this mic. I cannot rotate the mic. You probably hear me now. So this is me experimenting with my new camera. Not much of a ride. I saw maybe 7 logs that I could cut down for timber. Quite a few posts. I need a couple of posts today, so I'll go take care of some of those little ones in the back corner today. Lob them up, bring them up. And call that good enough. It was so nice I didn't want to work inside because it's just really pretty out here. So I wanted a little bit of fresh air and exercise. And I'll grab my saw and walk back and cut those up. That'll give me a little exercise. All right, Steve, 1,000 Year Home. Sorry for a boring video, but I just wanted to ride around and do an inventory. Not everything on my channel is educational. I call this a video journal. It's a lot of these things are just for me to remember the decisions I made as I build my 1,000-year house and where I got the wood and what my thought process was. I change my mind a lot as I'm building, and these video journals help me with that. So again, thank you much for watching. Thank you much for riding along. If you made it this far, like and subscribe, and come back, see me again soon.